You either in a secret place or in a secret court. And when they're abroad, they should know better. It's a lie. People are living in the UK and they are as ignorant as someone living in a bush. You don't see the white people doing that, and that's why they're able to build wealth. You don't see the Jews doing that. How many makeup will I do to make 1 billion? Because I wasn't doing products, I was doing service. I want to make these billions people are making with real estate. This is the bush we're buying. Literally, that was the first video I did.
Just want money. This year.
Knowing gossip about who is married, who is not married, who is cheating, what is happening, they are killing themselves. It doesn't put money in my pocket. I'm not bothered about it. This is a billionaire doing vigil every day.
You're listening to The Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey right here on Kosoro Afrobeat Radio. I am your host, Bukkey Arewolo, and this is the platform where we spotlight entrepreneurs, leaders, change makers who are making incredible impacts in our community, sharing the real-life journeys behind their success. Tonight's conversation is going to be inspiring and insightful and full of valuable lessons, especially for anyone looking to build wealth, to grow financially, and perhaps start something that is meaningful. So, joining me tonight is a fantastic woman that wears many hats. She is a television presenter, a wealth coach, and a real estate developer. When I say real estate developer, she knows her onions. She is the CEO of Rep 360 Limited. Now, she is so passionate about helping individuals and businesses to create pathways to wealth through real estate. And recently, she's toured the UK across several cities, educating people through the Game of Money sessions. Wow. Please help me welcome the fantastic, smart, intelligent, most beautiful Temitope Mark-Odigie. Welcome, Temitope Mark-Odigie. We know you as TMO. So if you watch our show, TMO Speaks. So tonight we get to know who TMO is, a journey. So yes, and can my audience know you?
I'm really happy to be here. Thank you so much, Bukkey, for having me on your show. I love to teach about wealth creation, and that's because I, like many others, know someone who used to be rich and who is no longer rich. Or at a point in time, they got money and then they died in poverty, thereabouts. So I realized that the thing about money is the fact that you've made it does not mean that you have made it. You can make money and still not make money. You can make money and lose the entire money, you know. Exactly. So the knowledge and the concept of the game of money needs to be known over and over again. I went into real estate as a platform for wealth creation and people empowerment, because at the core of everything I do is to help people live out their potential, maximize their potential of wealth, and maximize the opportunity to be wealthy. Wow. Whether you are in Nigeria, you are in the UK, you are in the US, you're in Canada, wherever you find yourself, as long as you're alive, you should be hungry to maximize your potential, and that's what I live for. So I've done this over the past 5 years, playing in the real estate space, but all my life I think I've just been all about empowerment. If it is going to make humanity better, you'll find me there.
Wow, that's fantastic and really inspiring. Thank you for having the heart for people, because that's what you do exactly. So who is TMO? I'm going to shorten your name to TMO because that's what we know you as. Who is TMO beyond the titles and businesses?
TMO is a lover of God.
Oh.
Yes, TMO is a lover of God, and TMO is a lover girl. So everything love, sha, and everything soft, sha.
Wow.
Give me love, give me soft life. You have okayed me. I think whenever we ask that question, people struggle with it. I believe that every human being that God has created is a solution. So TMO is a solution to the problems that the world is facing. And one of the problems I've chosen to solve is the problem of poverty and the problem of limited mindsets that people have. So I want to expand people's minds. So TMO is all about thinking big, doing big, growing big, a life of impact. But if you strip everything away, I'm just a teacher. I will teach. I've taught on TV. I've taught in the classroom. I teach everywhere. And I'm purely a lover of God and a lover of humanity.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. I mean, God first in everything, and we can actually see His glory in your life, how it reflects and shine. You shine so bright. So that's really inspiring and interesting to know how much you have passion for people, especially, people who think they're limited with what they can do. And it's a good thing that you're teaching you're teaching people how they can actually expand themselves beyond who they see themselves as. So that's so good. Thank you so much for that. And basically, what inspired you into real estate? I know you did mention how you went into real estate. You just mentioned it briefly, but my audience here would like to know what inspired you into real estate and wealth education? Why did you choose to start, teaching that?
So I started teaching wealth creation before even going into real estate. And I started teaching wealth creation because here I was I've always been entrepreneurial. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. My parents were always entrepreneurs. My uncles, aunties, everyone that I saw that was successful growing up all ran businesses. So I never aspired to be a career professional. Like I never applied for any job. When people say, what do you want to be? I want to do business. Wow. Right from when I was really small, because uncles, everybody was doing business and they had money, and they had people working for them saying, yes, sir, yes, ma, yes, ma, yes, ma. So in my head, business is the way forward.
Of course, yeah.
However, at 21, I opened my makeup studio. I had a staff by 22. I was doing well. I got married at 23, and I seem to have forgotten what it was to make money, because marriage just took over my life. I got pregnant. I met my husband at 23. I got married at 25. So it was just a case of, here I am. I got pregnant almost immediately. I had twins. So it just sort of like distorted. Fantastic. I felt like it was a good thing. How something good, but it can now just change the trajectory of your life. So I had to shut down makeup studio. I had to figure out raising two boys. And this is this young lady trying to figure out herself, and she got lost into motherhood. And it took me clocking 30 to realize that, and I got into TV, I traveled. It's not like I wasn't successful, but it wasn't like at the level with which I knew I had capacity to be. So I decided, and I woke up, clock 30, I was in Arizona in the US, and I was just crying and asking myself, like, in your mind now, you feel you're successful, you're on TV, you're in America, but like you're not doing the hunger in you is not you're not impacting the world as much as you can. And so I came back and went into a self-development journey, and I wrote down a list of who I want to be and what I want to do. And at the core of it was teaching. And so from 30, I started TMO Speaks Online, and I started teaching about what I love, which is human beings, you're limitless. I can dream it and be it, and I was recreating myself and educating others. 5 years down the line, I looked at my account, and my account was not accounting. And I went through a really down moment, because in October 2020, there was the NSAS movement. I was in TVC doing my work, and my husband and I drove to the TV station, because it was like, this NSAS thing, we've been hearing that they will attack places. Someone called Stephen Akitayo actually called me in the morning and said, Tim, are you going to work? I said, yeah. He said, no, are you sure you want to go to work? I said, I'm going to go to work. He said, I heard that they might be attacking TVCO. I said, no, don't worry. They've positioned police officers around TVC, so we are good. He said, just in case, wear sneakers. Let your husband go with you. I said, don't worry, the phone is on speaker. My husband was like, don't worry, I'll drive her. So my husband got into the car. We both went to TVC. We had not done the show for like 30 minutes when we heard that the station was under attack. And they had put the building on fire.
Scary.
So it was really scary. It was a low moment. The car we drove to the office that day was our new car. Like that car was barely 3 months. It was not insured. It was burnt to ashes. In my car was I was a makeup artist, my tools, my camera, all of that burnt. We survived, myself, my husband, people on the show. Nobody died.
Thank
Give
God.
God all the glory.
Yeah.
But that moment was like a wake-up call for me. And I had to reevaluate. Okay, so Tokwe, what are the gifts that you have? What are the skills that you have? Top of which is I'm communicator. I'm good with communicating. I'm good with teaching. So I wrote a list of all my gifts, and then I went to attend a conference near Adesoya Leadership Bootcamp. And when I was at that conference, I listened to speakers after speakers. The first one, real estate. Second one, real estate. It felt like, God, what are you saying?
That's a sign.
Is this the way? By the time the third person was speaking at that conference, the man literally was like, he was reading the list of my skills in saying these were the skills he had and how he started with nothing in real estate. And immediately after he's finished speaking, I went to meet him. I said, sir, you see this real estate you're doing, that you're calling billions legitimately. I want to also play in this real estate space. I want to make this billions. I was very, very clear. He gave me his card, said, let's have a meeting. I went to his office and had a meeting, and I told him, I said, sir, I want to do real estate. I want to make these billions people are making in real estate. He just laughed. I said, I'm very, very serious, sir. He said, well, I started as a realtor. You can start as a realtor. I said, but I want to develop. I want to build. He said, just start as a realtor. He now told me that, do you know Dr. Olumide? I said, yes, I have his number. I said, he's my mentor too. Attend his training. So he gave me a link to his program, a virtual training that he had done. And immediately I left that office. Within 24 hours, I bought the real estate masterclass from Dr. Olumide Emmanuel because I was serious. And that was December 2020. By January 2021, I announced on television that I am no longer doing makeup or anything. Right now, I am into real estate.
Hey, where the money is.
I shut down everything and told myself, because in life you have to focus.
Yeah.
And when you know this is the way, how many makeup will I do to make 1 billion? Because I wasn't doing products, I was doing service. So I went into real estate because it was the best way for me to use my gifts and my skills at scale to make money while impacting lives. So if I sell anything to you, Bukkey, you would be grateful for me entering your life 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. You will forever thank God for TMO. But if I was just doing makeup for you, after a few hours when you wash your makeup, you'll be like, TMO, it was so fine, but my money has gone. So I did a shift in my industry to a place where I could have scale and impact. And honestly, it was the best decision of my life.
Wow, that's really fantastic. I mean, this is really educating to know that if you really put your mind to something, you can actually achieve it, but you really have to be determined, which is what you did. So, I mean, most people would think, real estate, you need to have money. You know, I want to be a developer. That was actually a huge jump because it was telling you to be a realtor, but you said, no, you want to be a developer. How did you achieve that though? Were there some money that you have saved up somewhere or you had to ask around? Because someone might be listening now and thinking, oh, okay, she can do it, I can do it. Tell them, how did you achieve that?
I started literally with nothing. And I know you've heard, everyone that is watching and listening, they've heard all these our aspire to perspire coaches that they started with zero and now they have 1, 2, 3, 4 billions. But literally the truth is I started with zero. I didn't have to start real estate as a developer because I had mentorship. So what I did was within 24 hours of a meeting with my mentor, I bought into his mentor's training. So my only major investment into real estate was training. I paid for training. I paid to access Dr. Olumide's 1-year mentorship program. And then I started selling my mentor's real estate. I didn't need money to sell it. My same old phone that I was using to play around on Instagram was the same phone I used to do videos to market real estate. And I launched on the 1st of February 2021 with my PA. I had one person working with me. And within the first month, we sold like 3 plots.
Wow.
And from then, I've never had a month I didn't sell multiple plots of land. I've always sold from the 1st of February. From February 2021 till date, there's no month I did not sell. Wow. I can even say there's no week we did not sell. And that's because I I'm aggressively
about it,
focusing on it. And before I even went to real estate, I had built a community that I had been teaching and nurturing on financial discipline, wealth creation. So they knew Tokwe, they knew that Tokwe loved them. They knew Tokwe was honest with them. They knew that I was not going to carry them into a place that would make them lose their money. So it was easy to then pull those people that already know and love me into saying, this is the bush we're buying. Literally, that was the first video I did. This, you see this bush behind me? That's the bush. I want to buy it. Join me. Let's go together. And they joined me and they bought. And that was how my business started. So I didn't need to start with capital. I needed my energy. I needed my time. I was editing my videos by myself. I was using InShot. I was going live on... I was driving myself to Ekpe. Ekpe was like backyard. And I'm talking, those that are familiar with Lagos, I'm going from Ikeja to Ekpe and I was driving myself like, I couldn't afford a driver. I think I was like 1 year into real estate before getting a driver and all of those things. But I went into it aggressively without cash, using my sweat capital, my relationship capital that I'd built over time with people, and just pouring everything I had into the business, and it grew. And for that, I'm really, really grateful to God.
Wow. That is so inspiring. Like, even from your voice, I can just feel the passion, the determination and everything that you had to actually make this work. And today is a story, and I'm sure someone here is listening and you're inspired about TMO's story, how she's actually got to where she is today. It's actually a lot of hard work, and I'm grateful that you're here today sharing your story with me and my audience. So we're going to take a short break now, and after the break, the conversation continues. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey. Welcome back to The Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey. Earlier before the break, we were talking about real estate with my amazing guest, Temitope Mark-Odigie. Now we're going to be diving into wealth creation capability. Right, so we're going to be getting to know her more in terms of our wealth creation, the real estate, the game of money. What exactly is it and how is she doing it? What can we learn from her this evening? So basically, TMO, recently, you toured several cities in the UK, teaching people about the game of money. What exactly is the game of money? Could you please elaborate to my audience tonight?
The decision to take the game of money the decision to bring the game of money, because we're currently in the UK was based off the fact that ever since my first trip to the UK, everything I keep hearing is, UK people, they don't have money. UK is small, but majority of UK people, they suffer. And intentionally, I decided to find those that I felt were successful and had conversations with them, because in life you seek those you hang around what you want to become, because what you behold you become. So you spend time with those they are living the life that you would love to live.
Absolutely.
So I did that and discovered that when I spoke to those that were struggling and I spoke to those that were comfortable, the gap is knowledge. And it's the same thing I do in Nigeria, which is to bridge the knowledge gap by educating people about the game of money. So before, I used to think it wasn't relevant. When they're abroad, they should know better. It's a lie. People are living in the UK and they are as ignorant as someone living in a bush that does not have internet in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And yet you are in the UK where you seemingly have opportunities, but you don't have the knowledge to use the opportunity. So it's not a lack of opportunity, it's a lack of knowledge. Because we have crude oil, and until Dangote, we were exporting crude oil and importing raw materials, losing money, all in between, because we did not have information and we were not using the information that we had. So Game of Money is about educating people to the fact that there's a game going on with money. Those that understand the rules are winning the game. Those that don't are enslaved by those that know the rules of the game. It's monopoly.
Absolutely.
So my goal is to educate people about this game, open their minds, because I can't teach you all the rules, but the more you spend playing the game, the more you understand the rules, the more you will try some rules, it will not work. You try another one, it will work. When you try the one that works, you know, okay, I'll continue doing this. When you try the one that doesn't work, you know, I won't try it again. But when you become aware, that's the game changer. Awareness is the gap. People don't know that they are in the game. And when you realize you're in the game, you put in the effort, you put in the attention, things change. So we've done 2 cities already we're going to go through 4. We've gone through 2 already, and even from the conversations I've had, it's been extremely enlightening, and it's very funny. They just laugh. You are coming from Nigeria to come and teach us that live in UK how to do money. Well, listen to me first. And when they finish listening, they're like, wow.
Wow.
So, and like I said, I'm a lover of God, and the Bible that I read does not limit my potential and my impact to any geographic location. I'm only limited to where I think I can be, and I think the world is mine. So if I'm in Nigeria and I'm living in Nigeria and I choose that, last year September I went to Canada and I did an event, and I was talking to people that have been in Canada for 10 years, 5 years, and they were learning and nodding their head. Why? Because my knowledge is universal. The principles of money is relevant regardless of where you are in the world, because everywhere you drop a seed, there will be harvest if you nurture that seed, which means it doesn't matter if the seed, of course there's good environment for the seed, which is why the knowledge needs to be domesticated. So I would come and teach principles, and I would bring practical examples of people who have done things similar, so that you will see how they have used the principle in your environment to succeed. And that marriage of my principles, their experience, causes transformation in the lives of people. But that the game of money is relevant 100%. And are people dying in ignorance? 100%. So is the message relevant? I am totally an apostle of the game of money. I'm an apostle of that message, and I think we need to have more of it, normalizing conversations around money. It is not a taboo, because we are spending money every day.
Wow, that's very true. So I mean, a lot of us have been here for years. We just go to, a lot of people go to shifts, some people 9-to-5 job, and bills are just there waiting. We have this kind of like secular lifestyle in the UK, but a lot of people are not happy with this. They want to change, and we're happy that we have someone like you who is really inspired and very passionate about the game of money. You understand the rules, and it's working for you. So what would you think are some financial mistakes that people actually make, and that is making them to still be in the same situation? The life is not moving forward in any way. What are those?
There are several financial mistakes people are making, but I think the biggest financial mistake is thinking that ignorance is going to absolve you. I don't know how to drive on the right the way you people do here, but if I enter into a car and make mistake, I will still be penalized whether I know it or not. So I think that the biggest mistake people make regarding the money game is they are ignorant, and they think if they don't know, it won't hurt them. I also think that a lot of people are not intentional about their money. Like, we think more about the problems of money than the opportunities of money. Majority of people don't budget. Majority of people go into credit card, because you now suddenly, as a Nigerian, that you cannot borrow money like that. You come here, you have credit card, see people spending. You want to make you want to buy something online, they give you Klarna. Is it what's the name of that? Like, you can spread your
it's Klarna.
Klarna. You can spread your what you were not doing in Nigeria, what you would have to think. Suddenly you are here, you're funding lifestyle with money that you don't own. It's the biggest mistake many people make outside Nigeria. It's that they are living above their means, funding family at home so that they don't look like they are poor, while in actual fact they are struggling on a daily basis. They don't have the knowledge to change the situation. They feel victimized, even though they are living in some people's dreams. Like, you are in the UK means you are living the life people are dreaming of at home, but you're still feeling like a victim, because you feel, oh, I'm black, and they don't give African opportunity. My office, if you check my office, so I'm the only black person there. I'm like, hello, that's a big deal. So take it as an opportunity and make it a leverage. So I feel the mistake of budgeting, the mistake of indebtedness, the mistake of living flamboyantly above your means, the mistake of not getting knowledge when necessary. It is Nigerians and black people that you see that we wear labels all over, from Gucci shoe to designer face cap, all through. You don't see the white people doing that, and that's why they're able to build wealth. You don't see the Jews doing that. You don't see the Chinese doing that. They're not wearing labels all through, but you see the average Nigerian, they're carrying a designer bag. They wear brands to fortify a low self-esteem. You don't need it. There are mistakes that we are making. I believe it is important when you come into this country, your first 5 years, you are living lean and investing large. Like you would live. You need to live like you are earning, you have £100, when in actual fact, people will think you have £1,000. But what they don't know is you have 100,000. Like you are under. Let people assume you have nothing, because that's the way you will quietly build. But what we do here is people land here, quickly get that car, quickly get that phone, get everything, and they are looking like they are. You are fresh here. The weather is cool, everybody looks fresh, but in actual fact, we should have our account be fresher than we are looking, and it's about be intentional about it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of people are guilty of this. We buy, we want to shine, we want to look good, you know, especially the women. We want to buy hair, but it's really cutting your coat according to your size, which is what you're trying to advise us now. I mean, these are mistakes that people make. People don't budget, people don't have a means of tracking.
We don't invest. Another big mistake. Yeah. We don't invest first. Many people invest with what is left over. That's not the right way to build wealth. You invest first. Like the moment as I'm paying bills, I am investing. Investment is not an option, because if I don't invest, I'm going to be enslaved as a workforce forever. But if I create a system of investment, which comes from getting knowledge, if you are someone that is little things like tax efficiency, what's the tax model? What's your tax bracket? What are the opportunities within your tax bracket? What are the investments you can do that will save you even within your tax system? Knowledge is so powerful, and we don't normalize the conversation. In some communities, amongst their community, they are advising you to buy a property, do this one. Like everybody is discussing on how to lift each other out of constantly having to walk back to back into a place where they are truly living in abundance. We're not doing enough of that, and that's what I'm here about. From community to community, I'm ringing the bell. Oh yeah, money. Let's talk about money.
Absolutely, which is what a lot of people want to know. People want to get rich. I just want money. They see their friends making it, envy starts and all of that. They're not really focusing on themselves, that they've got the assets or the capacity as well to actually make the money their friends are actually making. So what advice would you, give to people, or what would you tell them to start doing? I know you've mentioned, budgeting, cutting coats according to size. Are there other tips, maybe like, are there technical ways that they could help themselves, or are there particular investment they can start to do? I know you also have your market as well. So some people want to even know how to buy land in Nigeria. They've been scammed, they're not in the right place perhaps. Do you have other great tips that can work for people?
I always start with get knowledge. Don't jump in. When I was sharing my story about going into real estate, what was the first thing I said I did? I paid for a training, because you don't drop money to any money you drop is school fees. If you go and buy a land that you have not studied the industry or studied the person to know who you are buying from, you just paid school fees. And so I would rather spend money. So I do real estate in Nigeria, I do real estate in the UK, I do real estate in the US, I do real estate in Dubai.
You basically go back.
And I would tell you that when I'm talking to people, I'm like, okay, you are paying for consultancy, and they are uncomfortable. You want to buy a property, you want to drop 100 million, I want to drop 50 million, even if you want to drop 5 million naira, for you to pay that £100 or $100 for consultancy, for you to have a one-on-one conversation, for me to ask you, what do you want to achieve? How much do you have? You can end up having a conversation with me. I've told people, don't buy land right now, because based on the money you have, you want to tie your entire money into land. No, put it into equity, put it into mutual funds. And it seems like I'm taking them away from my business. No, I'm helping you to build wealth. So it's not a greedy business, because I know that as long as I'm not greedy, you will come back and buy by the time you build your wealth, you buy my higher ticket product, you buy Dubai, you buy UK, you buy US. So I sell Nigerian real estate. I have land for sale, and they are safe, profitable, highly appreciated, because I go into real estate with the mindset of an investor, not just someone that wants to play in the field. My money must work for me. That's the way I approach everything, and I think everybody should be investing, no matter how small. If you can't afford to go into real estate for your investment, then start small with, especially for those in the UK, investing in Naira right now is the most profitable thing you can do, because the returns you would make, even from the open money markets, even from stock, you are making ridiculous amount of money right now, because the economy is doing well. But you also need to be in a community and have a coach, so that when it is time to exit, you know when to exit. You don't stay too long, because those that stay too long, they're the ones that become, they are the ones that they use their head to carry the problems. Absolutely. So I think it's important to, one, invest into real estate, invest into shares, invest into knowledge is the most important one, so that you know where to put your money based on how much you have per time. And don't be shy about paying for knowledge.
Very important.
People here don't pay for knowledge.
Yeah,
see, even when you want to increase your earning, let's say you work in an organization, I always talk about minding the gap. Where am I? If I'm currently earning £10,000 and I want to go to earning £100,000, there's a knowledge gap. So you find who around me in this office is earning that £100,000. What do they know that I don't know? What certifications do they have? Who are their communities? What are they doing? If I do what they do, I would achieve the results they are achieving. So you copyright. Stop copying poor people. Stop copying poverty. Stop copying lack. Stop hanging around my childhood friends. I've known them since 20 years ago. Yeah. Hello, what has it done for you? If it hasn't done anything for you, intentionally start acquiring knowledge that is relevant to where you're going to. So if you need to have more certifications, you invest to get the certifications, because that way you're positioned for the growth you desire. Because what you have now might not be enough for you to even invest. So what you need is to first go to school. Go back to school, get your master's, get a certification that is relevant to the future. Go and get an AI certification. If anybody is in the world right now listening to me and you don't know how to maximize AI, you haven't done courses. I did prompt engineering. I did it on Udemy. And my mother was laughing, and I was telling him, I said, see, he was going to pay a consultant to do something for him in his company. And I listened to the consultant. I listened to the consultant's Zoom meeting. They were discussing, and I was listening. And I said, what this consultant wants to do for you, me and Claude and ChatGPT would achieve it.
Fantastic.
And when I finished and he got the breakdown, it was much more than what the consultant would have done.
I hope he gave you.
We gave blow. I told him, I said, so you see, the thing is, you can't compare yourself with me. We can both be doing real estate, but you're not acquiring knowledge at the same pace with which I'm acquiring knowledge. So I'm not teaching you what I taught last year. Even I'm doing a program this weekend. I'm not teaching what I taught last weekend. Because at every point in time, I am expanding my knowledge. You and I are not the same. We are not age mates, we're not grace mates, we're not knowledge mates. And so you need to be around people that will amplify you, that would ignite you. And if you're not around them, go and find them online, follow them. You might not be able to build relationship with them one-on-one, but if you keep on investing in yourself, there are people I admired 10 years ago. I wanted to be with them. I wanted them to know my name. 10 years ago, they did not know me. Today, they are my bestos. They are calling me.
Wow.
Why? I had grown myself. It's not that I couldn't have gone to meet them then, because there was no relevance. Now, like just February this year, someone called me on the phone. When I finished speaking to the person, I told my husband, I said, do you know who I just finished speaking with? And I'm mentioning him. Say, she called. I said, yes, she called me. Wow. This is someone that just 5 years ago, I was like, I would love to meet this woman. She called me.
Wow.
You need to grow. You need to invest in yourself. You need to get knowledge. And this is the easiest season to get knowledge. With YouTube, with programs like this, on podcast. Yeah. Stop following gossip about who is married, who is not married, who is cheating, what is happening, they are killing themselves. It's not your business. It doesn't put money in my pocket. I'm not bothered about it.
Wow.
I am concerned about how to grow, how to increase my wealth, and how to help others to do the same. If it does not align, it's not my business.
Wow, that's really, really fantastic and powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure someone has picked something from all the points that she's nailed down tonight. So you want to do a gap analysis about yourself. You want to really understand where you're going and how you can go there. And you have to practicalize it, be passionate, be determined about it. So we'll be taking a break again. And after the break, we're going to be asking TMO what are our challenges while she's actually going through these journeys, because she's passionate, but would like to know what our challenges are. So stay tuned after the break. Thank you. You're listening to The Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey. Welcome back to The Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey. And tonight with me is still the fantastic, amazing, intelligent woman, Temitope Mark-Odigie, TMO. So TMO has told us, tips on how we can improve ourselves, make ourselves better in making money, basically. She's giving us tips on how we need to make sure that we do a gap analysis on ourselves, look at where we're going and how exactly do we want to get there. She said a lot. But she's passionate about what she does. It's been a smooth journey, from us starting with training and all of that. But I would like to know, and my audience would like to know, what are the biggest challenges you faced starting out?
Challenges. I remember there was a particular day I went to my husband. Me and my husband had a quarrel on the fact that he feels I'm doing too many things. We had quarreled. We had discussed it at home, and I'd spoken, and then I went to TVC, and after my show, because I was still I felt it wasn't supporting me. So I went to meet him in his office, and I packed. I was inside the car downstairs. I told him to come down. I don't want his staff to hear what I was going to say. But I was telling him, guy, the person you married was doing things. And I know that right now you don't know how to define me. Because he felt, you are doing makeup, you are on TV, you are doing this. I was doing MCing gig, you are doing that one. Say you are doing everything. I don't even know what you're doing. You're doing too many. I cannot even explain you. I don't know where to put you. I said, just leave me. And I remember I was crying and I was telling him, one day it will make sense. Just let me explore. Let me fail. I will fail. Yes, I will make mistakes. I would lose, but please just let me do everything I want to do. Let me do. And I kept saying, let me just be. Let me fail. Let me make the mistake. And I was crying and I was saying, please just allow me. And I know that it was a stretch for him, but he did. And even when he did not understand what I was going to do or what I was doing, he just allowed. And he sometimes recently told me, said, do you think I'm okay with all these things, that you're just everywhere? I just tell myself that I've already said I will allow you, so let me allow you.
Bless you.
So that was a moment for me, because even I didn't understand why I was so hungry to teach. I didn't understand why I was so passionate about teaching. I didn't understand why I traveled all the way here and I'm just teaching. Why are you doing what you are doing? I cannot explain. I just say God sent me.
Yeah,
it's not easy to explain it. So it was confusing for everyone around me. It's making sense for people now because they're seeing results. But imagine how it was 10 years ago. It did not make sense. So that was a moment. Then I went into real estate and I bought my first land and got the second one. When we finished paying for the land, we wanted to start fencing. My engineer went to the site to do borehole. And while he was on the site, he said thank God that he had not gotten down. He was in the car waiting for the engineer to bring generator. The next thing, he was like, gunshots. What happened? Omonile wanted to take over the land that we had paid for, and they knew we had paid for it. So we went into that drama. It was 1 year long, police station, lawyers, going to courts, trying to fight for my land, to take back my land. For a year, I couldn't step on my land. This case resulted in unaliving of 2 people. It was a battle. It was a prayer, as in, at the point my husband was like, are you sure you want to say, are they here? this is any land. God has said anywhere He has put my feet, He's giving it to me. It was on a spiritual level. We went Ajagungbale, from my own Ajagungbale to their own Ajagungbale. It was battle to battle. And when God was going to give us victory, it was just a case of the family decided to settle, So there were 2 people in the family that were fighting their elders. And after they had the losses on all sides, they decided to come back and say, okay, let's do meeting. You say we did not give you enough money. Okay, we'll give you enough money. So I had to pay for the land again and settle them. It wasn't a pleasant part or a pleasant season, but I always just told, I knew, I was convinced within myself that I'm backed. I'm not alone. And even though they were negotiating, they wanted to shift me away from my land. I kept saying it that, no, where I put my feet and I put my signboard, that is where I am taken. And they kept because one of the other family, the person, they sold my land to somebody else. And that person was telling me that I'm a Lagos boy. I have connection. I don't know who you are. I don't need to know anybody. I know God. He was going to make it work out. So that was a very trying moment. Of course, from staffing, they would always, I don't expect it to be perfect, but I expect that God will not give me more than I can handle. So when the challenges come, I believe that my mom asked me, she said in Yoruba, "She prayer kotora leni." I say, Mommy, God did not say that we will not go through the valley of the shadow of death. What He said is, we will not fear any evil because He will be with me. So I said I prayed. It doesn't mean it will not be challenging. It just means that even in those challenges, I am not alone and I would have victory. And I give God all the praise that on all those areas, we had victory on all of those challenges. It's life.
Wow. It's good to know though, because this challenges that you've just highlighted now, quite a lot of people have faced this omonile thing in Nigeria. My parents actually are victims, and still today they're in court. So to know that you were able to overcome that, that's brilliant. And again, your faith, you carry it on your head. So you know what you have, and indeed God spoke for you. So that's really, it's good to know these challenges that you've been able to overcome. So through all of these challenges, was there at any point that you've doubted yourself and that you've actually thought, why did I go into this in the first place?
Honestly, I've not doubted myself. I have cried. I have cried. I have cried. I have cried a soprano. I have cried. I don't think. Yes, I've cried. There was sometimes I'll be exercising and I don't even know. I have some songs that they are my. Once I start, I remember there was a day I went to church because I serve, and of course I was coming from a lot, so it was one of my ogas in church. He's also a media person, Ayo Makinde. He came to me and was like, why are you looking like this? Why are you looking like this? I just started shaking. I said the next day I just burst into tears. I was like, I don't know, come, she just pulled me away from where everybody was. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, I cried. But I had people that, prayed with me. I had people that stood by me. Even when the fire incident in TVC happened, that wasn't even real estate. I went to work. But guess what? You have to see, my Dr. Tolimide will say that you either in a secret place or in a secret court. You have to have something. Everybody is using something. So I went into TVC on that day. But that day was the third day me and my friends were praying. Me and my friends were doing fasting and praying together. Like we were praying on the hour. We prayed 9 a.m. We prayed 12. So it was a case of they were praying that Tope is going to be alive to pray with us when we are breaking our fast. So Mariah was with me and she was like, hey, what if we die? I said, we cannot die. I was like, we cannot die. Nothing can happen to us. Why? Yes, not of all days. Not today that is third day of our praying and fasting. Nothing will happen. And that's why I will never give up. Because I I have a I have a fortress that I can always run to when challenges come, because challenges are life. It's part of life. It's part, especially when you are onto something big. Just around my 40th birthday, my husband and I had, it was a battle, and the moment I spoke to Bishop Funke Felix, I was like, Papa, you just did your birthday last week. You don't know that the devil is on rampage. It's leave this matter and go and pray. So that's the thing. You have to have the right people. You don't go and take marriage advice from someone going through a divorce. You don't go and take money advice from somebody that is in poverty. So also you must have a community, your spiritual community, your relationship community, people that you go and meet. They would sit everybody down and say, this is not allowed. And for me, I've been blessed. I didn't start with it, but on my journey, I was consciously navigating. I paid to attend programs, paid to be in the room with some people because I wanted to have a relationship. I paid to have those access so that this woman, she will not pick my call. But if I paid for this mentorship program,
she doesn't have a choice. She will pick it. Wow, that's very inspiring, and really, glad to know how you overcame your challenges. And your faith, like I said before, is such a big deal. I'm a Christian as well, and you've actually taught me tonight to carry my faith everywhere and just know that yes, I have someone. I mean, not everybody have faith, not everybody is religious. What would you say to people like that who maybe they haven't got any religion?
I don't think it's ever too late. I've always been a Jesus girl, honestly. But even as a Jesus girl, life happens. You get distracted, you have kids, you have family, and you don't remember to pray. You don't remember to pray as you should, which is why you are not meant to do the journey alone. You're meant to have community. You're meant to have community. Because I remember one of my mentors, and just the same way, sincerely, I went to meet this woman. I was doing my program in Lagos Business School, so my house was very far from Lagos Business School. Why did I go to Lagos Business School? I had a conversation with my mentor, and three people I respect, all of the three of them said they went to Lagos Business School. I said, okay, there's something in this Lagos Business School. Me safe, I'm going to go to the Lagos. Okay. That's the way life works. So, and to go, it wasn't convenient because my house is so far. So I had to stay over in her house. And at night, from 12 o'clock, it's prayer. 1 hour, 2 hours. And this woman is a billionaire. In my head, I'm like, Papa, how much money do you have? This is a billionaire doing vigil every day. Every day. By the third day, I had to wake up and dress up and join her. As she was praying, me too, I'm praying. We came to the UK together 2024. We were in the UK together in the same room. I don't think there was any night we spent. 5 days together, we were praying over billionaire. Serious money. It is prayer. Let's go on prayer walk. So I am also, and I don't like anybody, I hate to make anybody feel like, oh, I'm one superstar, because all of us are helped by God. I'm being inspired by others too.
You're very humble.
I'm being inspired by others too. I look and I learn and I implement. One of my strengths is I'm teachable. If you tell me to do this, I would do it. If you show me this is the way, I will do whatever it is to do it. So I saw people that I felt were super successful, and I got close to them and I realized, you are praying like, I thought when you have money, you will not pray like this anymore.
that's when it starts.
I'm like, I thought when I see these rich people and they are still really praying. So it doesn't matter if you have down moments. Get back up. There was a time I was my Bible app. I was like, I'm reading the Bible every day. I'm reading 2 chapters. I'm on my way to work. I'm doing all of that. And there was a season I just backslided. And then I was like, Jesus, what's happening to you? And then I went back. God is never tired of receiving us. He does not keep record of our ills. Everybody don't fall hand. That's the reason we are here. We are always going to fall hand. But we must never fall hand and now feel like, it's too bad, I can't go back to him. Because who else would you go and meet?
Right. Okay. Wow, that's really fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. You mentioned that there was a turning point in your life, basically, when you realize, you have to really go for that passion, what you wanted. First, you mentioned about your mentor. Was it just your mentor, that actually triggered you, or was there anything else that triggered you in wanting to go for that?
So I would always, when I tell my story, I would always give credence to my senior wife, Mrs. Odigie Senior. So Chinenye is married to my husband's elder brother. So she's my senior wife. And I remember clearly, it was December 2019. I was in a house. We went to spend, it was the day after Christmas. We went with the kids because they're more successful than us. And so we went there, and I was having a conversation with her. And she was like, and I was telling her, this is the challenge. I'm traveling. She was like, you're very comfortable. I said, no, give me. I was trying to, anybody that is richer than you, I want to collect a handbag from you. Talk about you have money. I say, no, you are using designer handbag. Me, I cannot buy designer handbag. Let me collect this handbag from you. And she was like, but you're traveling, because I was traveling that December. He said, yes. Why are you like? She was like, if you have money. I said, no, we don't really have money. We're still owing rent. That was how. And I'm very, very honest. I'm always, I don't code.
You don't code, you don't package.
I don't package. And she was like, She could not believe it. You bought tickets to travel and you people are owing rent. I said, because I've already dropped some, and Mark said she'll cover it. She said, And that was how she washed me. No, it was not small wash. She washed me. I cried and cried and cried. And she reminded me of who I was before I got married, and told me she expected me to do more. And she made me realize that I was underusing my potential. And then she showed me receipts of her personal achievements, the house she paid for. She's not waiting. I'm not waiting for my husband. I bought the house. I did this investment. I bought this car. This is it. And she showed me evidence. And I looked at it that she has one head. I have one head. And she's saying I can do it. She's reminding me of what I did before I got married. So I mustn't settle. And I listened to her, got into the car, and I picked up my phone my husband was driving, and I saw Bishop Funke Felix Adejimo saying, don't wait for your husband, because God can bless you for the time. So she was like, some women are waiting until their husband blow before they will take life seriously. You are the blessing of your household. And I just felt, from my sister-in-law to Bishop Funke Felix Adejimo, it just seemed like this was a clear instruction for me. And I left that day that whether he wants or not, I'm changing, I'm making the decision, I'm changing our life, I'm making the decision, and somehow my drive and success triggered something in him. It was barely a year or two into my transformation that everybody started looking at my husband and wondering what was going on. His business boomed. It was like never before. And it was because he saw me. This small girl I married is 10 years older than me. So we are not mates. And he's seeing what I'm doing. And somehow it just woke up something in him.
Yeah.
So I was actually the trigger for the success of our household. And if I had waited and continued waiting, he would not do what he's doing today, because he needed me to be the one. And I needed to listen to someone who wasn't going to be nice in saying it. My sister-in-law was not nice. She gave it to me boss. I could have gotten angry and said she insulted me. How dare you, because you have money. And then I don't take the lesson. But I took the insult, I took the lesson, and today she's proud of me. And I'm also proud of her. We're shining together. Last year, we went on a Euro cruise together. Like me, my children, herself and her family and her children, we toured Europe together, then went on to Canada. As in, we had a family vacation like never before. And she told me, Tokwe, this is what I knew you can do.
Fantastic.
I needed to hear it bitter so that I can make it sweet.
Wow. That's actually really inspiring, and that's powerful. So a lot of us probably hear people or have people advising us, but we take it the wrong way. But they actually mean good for us. So just before we round up tonight, there are quite a lot of people listening to your beautiful story, and they probably, they're stopped or discouraged, or maybe even women, as a woman, You think, oh, where am I today? My husband, I'm waiting for my husband to blow, just like you said. What advice do you have for them? What would you say to them to encourage them or to lift their spirit up tonight?
I would say that the same way I listened to Bishop Funke Felix Adejimo and it triggered me, I pray that this podcast will trigger them and that they will make a decision not to wait, not to postpone, not to procrastinate on what they want to do. Anything you want to do, start it now. And don't wait for anybody's permission. Whether you're a man or a woman, don't wait for your wife's permission. Don't wait for your husband's permission. Stop asking for permission and just take that move. Get online, make the phone call, send in the application. Whatever it is you want to do, just move. Because God will not bless you until you move. There's a word I usually use to describe this moment. I'm like, I don't know when the water turned into wine, but I know that I listened to the instruction. When the instruction was given to the people that carried the water, they carried the water, took it to the stage, and then somebody drank wine. Whether it was when they were fetching it or when the person was drinking, point is, make that move. Water will turn to wine. And that is the story of my life. But I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know when it will happen for you. It doesn't mean to be all smooth, but that water will turn to wine if you step one step after the other in the direction of your goal. Even when you don't see it clearly, just move.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, you would agree with me that this has been an incredible conversation tonight. So TMO, just before we go, a lot of people will probably want to know you more, or maybe, look into who you are, what you do. Could you please just quickly share how they can get in touch with you?
TMO Speaks. I am TMO Speaks, SPEAKS, and that's also my email address, TMO Speaks. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok, and I always share on growth across those platforms. I speak at conferences, events, and I love to connect with people. I really do. So just send me a DM or send me an email or book a consultation with me with the link in my bio and we could talk.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yes, I do real estate. Yes, I do real estate. I sell properties in Nigeria. I sell properties in the US, in the UK, and in Dubai. Especially for those of you in the UK, Dubai has been extremely profitable for many of my UK clients. Many people are actually selling their properties in the UK and moving their money to Dubai because it provides tax protection for them from the aggression. So yeah. That's another thing I do. Wow,
that's fantastic. And we're sure that this is all secured from Omonile and all of that, especially in Nigeria.
100%.
Right. So, wow. It's been so incredible tonight. I don't feel like closing the show, but we have to round up. So tonight we've learned about entrepreneurship, wealth building, resilience, and the importance of mindset when building the type of life that you want. A huge thank you to Temitope Mark-Odigie for joining us and sharing so openly and honest tonight. Really passionate about God as well. So, and to everyone who has been listening, remember, sometimes hearing someone's story is all you need to start yours. And TMO has shared a story, and I'm sure you're probably inspired tonight. So, join us every Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. on the Entrepreneur's Moment with Bukkey, where ideas become action and dreams turn into passion.